Hi everyone, there's a big news. Alex Jones and Andrew Tate might have an interview together soon. This could be huge, so please like this video and subscribe so you can stay updated. Both Andrew Tate and Alex Jones respect each other a lot. Their upcoming interview might be intense because since they are both smart and often seek the truth in discussions. The recent tweet suggests the interview might have already taken place. Also, there was an interview between them around 2020 or 2021. It's thrilling to think they might talk again soon. Here's a short clip from Alex Jones about the upcoming interview.
All over the world, they said we're going to go big with environmentalism and power outages in the undercover video from Project Veritas about 8 months ago. We now see that happening. How do you see these control freaks striking back?
Well, this is what's scary, is because power and energy is the absolute base for any country on the planet. If you don't have energy or power, you have nothing else. You don't have security, you don't have safety, you don't have food production, you don't have absolutely anything. So they're going down to the very, very core and very, very crux of humanity now. Once power outages start becoming a mainstream thing, it's not just about not being able to turn on your television. It's about crime. It's about people dying on the street. It's about emergency services. It's about food production. It's about so many more important things. And it's truly evil. But when you get insulated like these people are at the level they're at, completely insulated from the consequences of their own actions, they're prepared to sacrifice a few pawns in their own mind to try and win the chess game. And that's what they see us as. They see us as disposable and expendable. And yes, we're living in 2022. We're living in a society and a world which is very, very technologically advanced. There is no reason for anywhere to be running out of power. We've had electricity for long enough. And when that starts happening, to believe it's some kind of accident or coincidence is asinine. It is impossible in the current world we live in with all the current resource and all the smart people on the planet, and the fact that we all know we need electricity, and the fact that we had all the electricity we needed in the 80s to now be here 40 or 50 years later and say we can't generate electricity. That is clown world fantasy.
And the globalists said they were going to cut the power off. They cut off thousands of coal power plants here alone while China builds 3 a week.
I think that it's very, very important that we understand if we do not hang together, we will hang one by one. And it's important for people to sit here and think, well, he got banned. Maybe he was too extreme. This guy got banned. Maybe he said this one bad thing once. He got banned. Maybe the media has a point. They don't have a point. If they had a genuine point and they weren't afraid of open debate and discourse, then nobody would be getting banned at all. And they're pushing things far too close to the barrier. And they're doing that on purpose because they fear different ideas. I do believe that God has a plan for the world, and his plan is not to allow these people to completely and utterly burn it to the ground. I do believe that we're in a period of a redemption arc for humanity, and things have gotten dark now, but a ball always hits the bottom before it bounces to the top. But it's very important that people who are awake and the people who understand not only try and educate as many people as possible, but also support each other and also support the leaders like yourself and like myself who are out here taking on the risk and the responsibility of being completely deplatformed, depersoned, having serious threats on our safety and security to try and tell the truth. It's been a very interesting few years, and we've seen what happens when people don't have a voice and don't stand up and try and repel against these systems. I really do think that the acts that have happened across these last few years in the name of trying to save lives for COVID have been genuinely criminal. And I don't think they would have tested this kind of system or tested this kind of censorship and repression to just stop it and go back to normal. I think it was a test of a system, and they intend on coming in harder than ever before with some new story and some new excuse later on down the line. And it gets to a point where you finally have to stand up and realize that you cannot run from what is going to come to you. You cannot escape it. You cannot hide. You cannot deny it. You get to a point where you understand you need to find people who are like-minded and stand up. And the best way you can stand up at this current point in time is just to educate others and just to highlight the injustices which are being purported by these systems. My banning was absolutely and utterly unjust. I never broke any terms of service. They know that. The whole world knows that now. And the public sentiment is on my side. And the more people talk about this and the more people discuss this and tell others and educate others, the harder it's going to be for them to keep this curtain, this iron curtain of theirs, over the truth, because that's all they truly want to do.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West because the Western ideal cannot operate when the globalists have all these other countries under slavery. People will aspire to Western freedom, and so it has to be gotten rid of. Can you speak to that?
Oh, yeah, completely and utterly. And they have to change society and change the basis on which society is run. Society was run in the West on the premise of freedom. You can come to the West, and if you comply with the law, we will provide you with freedom. They've realized that, like you said, that doesn't give them enough control. And that's what tyrants are obsessed with. So they want to replace freedom with safety, because it's the only thing that people will accept their freedom being taken away for. We're going to take all your freedom away, but don't worry, you're going to be safe. You'll be safe from the common cold. You'll be safe from whatever else. So they're trying to destroy our freedoms and replace it with safety. Now, to replace freedom with safety, you need to convince people that they're in danger. How do you do that? Well, you either create a media spin and convince everyone the common cold is somehow deadly, or what you can do is you can cause blackouts, cause mass crime rates to increase, cause mass famine, and put people in danger for real. Because when they're in real danger and they're really scared, then they'll really sign up for safety. If there's only going to be one town in the whole state that has electricity, you're going to agree with whatever piece of paper they make you sign, whatever rules you have to agree to, you're going to agree to get in. And that's what they're trying to do.
And they admit that. Club of Rome, Bilderberg Group, and its spokesperson, Klaus Schwab, WEF, says, we're going to get rid of the old system, that's the Great Reset, to build back better, and you're going to have a universal basic income with programmed tokens that tell you where and how and when you can spend that money. I mean, that is beyond the mark of the beast.
Oh, absolutely, because if anybody understands the world, understands that every single system on the planet is absolutely and utterly corrupt. The judicial system's corrupt, the law system's corrupt, the medical systems are now corrupted. Everything's corrupt. So any system that involves humanity at any level is going to have a degree of corruption. And if you think they're going to give you these tokens and it's going to be somehow fair and non-corrupt, you are a idealist at best and an idiot at worst, probably a combination of the two. I often say to people, if you go to a poker game and there's no referee and there's $5,000 at stake, do you think people would cheat without any kind of referee? And people say, well, yeah, probably. So if you understand that people will cheat in a poker game or a basketball game for menial amounts of money without any kind of judge or referee, how are you going to sit and then believe that the most powerful people on the planet to control nations and control entire populaces are not going to cheat and bend the rules? Of course they are. This is human nature. That's absolutely what they're going to do. They're not going to risk losing. So they're going to cheat and lie and be corrupt their entire way. That's the only thing they're interested in, is absolute and utter power.
Ladies and gentlemen, people decided 500 years ago in Europe to stop the old system of tyranny and to try to create liberty for our children, and it produced incredible wealth and power. Now that's all being erased. Stand with Andrew Tate, stand with Steve Bannon, stand with InfoWars, and remember, I can't fight the war against these people without your support. If you don't support us, they're going to win. If you fight back and support us and buy products at InfoWarsStore.com, we're going to stay on air, but we need your support now. InfoWarsStore.com, amazing products. We have Diet Force back in stock, Brain Force Plus, Brain Force Ultra, and this Ultimate Greens formula, 50% off, back in stock. Go there now, buy the product, and share the live feeds. One more Andrew Tate clip straight ahead, and then a bunch of more news. Stay with us. World fertilizer supply has been cut by 40%. The UN predicts hundreds of millions to starve to death. That's where we are. That's what the lockdowns did. That's the real world we're living in. And if you think you're immune from the starvation and death the globalists are carrying out against the third world, think again. That's what we're fighting. And now we have this eugenicist, depopulationist, new king of England that is being put in charge. This is just an incredible moment. He's deeply embedded with the World Economic Forum and their programs. But as I said, I interviewed Andrew Tate yesterday. We're adding a bunch of clips and documentation, and it's going to be huge. On Monday, we're going to be airing it. But here is one more clip, a little prelude to what's coming up, where he talks about the system's afraid of real masculine men. Here it is. You said it, aspire to something. Young people aren't aspiring to anything. The left teaches them to be lazy, to be victims, to be depressed, and that's cool. No, when you're fighting in a business or for your family or for your life or getting up to go to your friend's house when they need your help, and then them helping you, that's the real brotherhood, the sisterhood, the human community of being a clan. And we're one human species that needs those goals. And so people need to aspire and say, I want to be successful, because it's not even getting to the success that matters. It's aspiring to it is what you're supposed to do, because you've got to have a purpose-driven life and a mission. And these young people need a mission, and you're giving them a mission.
Absolutely. And what's actually interesting is it's extremely hypocritical, because when the hits the fan, when they need soldiers to go die in a war, when they need firemen to charge into a burning building, when they need police officers to hopefully save children in a school shooting and not just stand outside, when they need real men to go do real things, then they call on the men like me and the men who think like me. Then they want the men who are brave, who are masculine, who have tenets of masculinity, who have honor, who have duty. Then they want us. But as soon as they don't want us to go risk our lives to protect them, they say we're not allowed opinion, we're not allowed to think, we're not allowed to talk, and we should be depersoned and deleted. They try and use us absolutely and utterly because society needs men like us, and I'm the one who's been speaking up for them. They also pretend they give a shit about men's mental health. You told me one example about how I helped your friend. I have hundreds of thousands of emails for young men I've helped and older men who I've helped with their mindset and helped with their approach towards life. I have genuinely changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people for the better. They talk about giving a shit about men and giving a shit about men's mental health while deleting me, the person who helps them the most, and saying they're going to replace me with some algorithm matrix agent bot like Logan Paul, who nobody respects and doesn't want to listen to. It's bullshit. If they gave a shit about men's mental health, they'd leave me up there to inspire the youth. They don't care. All they care about is narrative control.
Are you going to get in the ring with Logan Paul?
Let's hope for his sake it never happens because he doesn't want to get hurt that badly. I just find it very interesting what happened to me, and probably the same thing happened to you. During my banning, I saw in real time and learned which public figures, which talking heads, which are allowed to have a platform by the Matrix, actually have any kind of degree of character, and which ones will instantly bend, break, and swap and change their opinion on you overnight because somebody above them told them they have to. You get to learn in real time who actually sticks up for you and is true, and some people are, and which ones just instantly cave and comply. You'd be amazed how many people have absolutely no moral fiber.
Yeah, guys, be sure to subscribe with notifications if you haven't already. That's it, and I'm out.